Welcome, everybody, to Midday Magazine for this Wednesday, December 11th, 2024. I have your host, James J. Malouf, here. In part two at 4:30 today, we're going to talk with Kayla from the Wood County Health Department. Looking forward to hanging out with her. And as always, we look forward to hanging out with our good friends from Family Natural Foods. We've got Stephen Hittner in with us today. Stephen, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Always good to have you with us, and you brought in a new friend. We have Tom Heck with us of Terry Naturally. Tom, thanks for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate the time, guys. And we'll let the audience in on something really quick we're going to kick off with. I just took a couple drinks of this energy drink that we're going to talk about. I'm just going to be focused on that while you're talking, Stephen.
Yes, if your talking speeds up, that might be the reason.
Yes, yeah. Let's start right there, because I did sample this, and as I'm going to drink it as you're talking, this is really, really good. You guys told me to, sample it, try it. I appreciate that. Thanks for making it for me. You didn't warn me how darn good it is. How am I supposed to focus on this interview when all I can think about is this great drink now?
Yeah, so what's amazing about this is, right on the front it says energy revitalization. So who doesn't want some energy going into the holidays, in the dark time of the winter? But the kind of energy we want to avoid is the caffeinated energy, those stimulants, that kind of thing. What we got here is actually just a really good quality multivitamin. I would say the best multivitamin because it's very complete. They went for optimal wellness. So a lot of times people think of multivitamins, they're like, oh, I want to fill in some gaps or whatever. That's nice, but really the question is, how much do we need for optimal wellness? And this is actually a question I've had. I've sold multivitamins for, most of my life at this point. And I've always said, well, how much vitamin C am I really supposed to get? How much of this or that? And there's the RDAs, the amount the government says you should get, which is usually just enough to avoid scurvy in the case of vitamin C. And obviously it's great to avoid scurvy, but that doesn't get us, that's getting us above deficiency. And we don't want to be above deficiency, we want to be to optimal wellness. Right. And that's where this multi started. So you have Terry Lemeron of Terry Naturally working with Dr. Teitelbaum. And these two gentlemen have worked together for years. Terry's been in the industry. Tom, how long has Terry been in the industry? I don't know.
Ooh, 50 plus years? Long time. Yeah, very long time.
That's why I brought Tom here today, because he can answer these hard questions for me.
Yes.
So, 50 years. Plus, you got Dr. Teitelbaum. He's got to be in his 70s. He's a young guy compared to Terry, but, he's been doing this a long time. He's a medical doctor, and his specialty's always been on energy and fatigue, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, some of these hard topics. He does a lot of stuff, but this is kind of his thing. So these two guys teamed up to kind of figure out this answer that I was bringing up in the beginning, is how much of these different vitamins do we need to get optimal wellness, to be at our peak? And so they did the research. Dr. Teitelbaum led the way, I'm sure, but Terry was right there with him. And they put together this formula that we mixed up for you today, and it delivers energy in about 20 to 30 minutes. So that's why we wanted to start with this, actually, just to see if you can notice a difference. We'll circle back towards the end.
When it comes to, I'm glad we were talking about this, actually, for a couple of reasons. One, the multivitamin thing, like you mentioned there, Stephen, this has been popular for a very long time, and a lot of people like these. And certainly with the I would say that this really started in the 80s with the rise of personal care and the beginning of where we are today, where supplements and so many of these things are just in our lingo, and just it feels like almost every other person does, if not every person has some kind of thing. And along those lines, you also had the minute meals and a lot of those things, and people wanting instant satisfaction or more bang for their buck, or any of these phrases we used a lot then. And then comes the multivitamin, and there's so many multivitamins out there. And I, like a lot of people, especially because I worked in radio, went with what was convenient and what might have been a little bit more affordable and everything. And I found the hard way that isn't necessarily the route to go with something like this. That there are things that I think you find bargains for in life and everything. When it comes to your body and supplements, that is not one of the categories you want to do this with.
No.
Because there's a gigantic difference of the way you feel from a multivitamin that is from Terry Naturally, or some of the other nice ones you guys have over there, and the difference of just a random Acme, multivitamin that really does not do the job that you're asking it to do.
So Kelly, who works for us, she's a registered nurse, and I think she says it well. She's like, do you want to buy a multivitamin that's made by a pharmaceutical company probably made in China, certainly with a lot of Chinese ingredients in it, and put this into your body to try to improve your health. Like, I think we're going the wrong direction on this, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And here's a product, out of a company in Green Bay, Wisconsin. If the Packers can come out of Green Bay, we know there's good things coming out of there, right? We got to get the Packers on this multivitamin because then
there you
they're
go.
really going to be winning.
It's a great point that you bring up there, Stephen, not only about the where these products come from, because as you've taught me and a lot of our audience, I would say, the different regulations they have at different countries and different areas when it comes to what's available, but also something that's so important to our audience about buying local, supporting local. You're able to do that. You're hitting on both things here with this, where you're getting something that's local and also something you can count on.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think with that, I just wanted to let people know this is a great multi. It's on sale right now, and all of Terry Naturals products are on sale. And that's part of the reason I invited Tom Heck here today. And I'll give him a quick introduction, because Tom has worked for Terry Naturally for how many years now, Tom?
17.
Wow, 17, nice.
And I've been in the industry long enough to see a lot of people come and go, a lot of companies come and go, and that's not the case with Terry Naturally. They and also more importantly today, anyways, is with Tom Heck. He's been a real solid rock in this company, and he's always been there for us and showing us. He's come through with new products like this one today. He'll be there at a lot of our events. He was there for our anniversary event this year. And Tom's always he's been here so long that a lot of the customers they look for him when we have these events, and they say, "Hey, Stephen, nice to see you. I'm going to go talk to Tom," because they want to see what he's talking about. Because he stays up on all this research. He's doing a lot of trainings with Terry multiple times a year. You're going different parts of the country even sometimes for some of these trainings.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about Terry. He's number one, all about education. He wants everyone, not only me, myself, but the customers, everyone. He wants them to be educated. And that's what I love about Terry and the company, Europharma.
What got you into this industry, Tom?
Short answer. Short answer. I knew when I was little, my mom would give me vitamins, and I knew even then when I was real young that I felt better when I took them. So as I gravitated through life, an opportunity came along right out of college in the newspaper, saw an ad, back then when they ran ads in the newspaper, and jumped on it. And I've been doing it ever since. So
we actually have very similar origin stories. My mom saw an article in the newspaper that they were looking for help at our local WFHR, at a radio station here, and she's like, "Oh, Jimmy, you should try that." I was like, I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. Then here I am. It's funny how those things happen. That's interesting. It also it speaks to a passion that you had from a young age of not only caring about your health, but health in general of others.
Yeah, and I'm honestly, I say this almost every day. I'm blessed. I truly am. I'm blessed to be with Terry. Terry is a remarkable human being. He's in the Hall of Fame in the natural products industry. He's been doing this over 50 years, and he really honestly wants to take care of one person at a time. That's his motto: one customer at a time. So, and it shows. He could have sold this company many, many years ago, and he didn't. He sold it to the employees, so they're employee owned.
It's a great point. I don't think we get to touch on that very often. That's a really good point, Tom. Thanks for bringing that up. I remember hearing that, I think from you, Stephen, and it's just being blown away by that in this day and age.
Actually, we're the only employee-owned company in the industry I'm in. So
wow,
it speaks volumes to Terry's
and it talks,
passion.
It speaks for the future and what they want in the future, because a lot of these companies get sold out to pharmaceutical companies, to General Mills, like companies that make dog food. I don't know if I want to get a supplement for my health from a company that makes dog food. So these are the things that you got to look for, and something that my dad, my grandfather, Katrina, and I have always been focused on is how do we find these companies that are so great. And are going to continue to be great, foundational companies.
And I'm very fortunate. I have a brokerage company, so I can pick and choose what companies I want to work with. And That to me is a really good thing. And, bottom line, I knew right away that, Terry also has a store in Green Bay. It's called Terry Naturally. And, that's ideally how I found Terry.
Okay.
And the brand.
Yeah. Tom, I know we just met, but right away I got the impression, the feeling right away that this is an industry you care about, but you want to do work that actually does help people. Everybody wants to keep the lights on, and that's important. It's a business, and we're all adults, but it's more important to you, just as important to you.
You're giving me goosebumps right now. Because, I mean, honestly, that's it. I wake up every day. I got to do a lot of driving. I had to drive here over 2.5 hours in this lovely weather.
For coming out.
Really do appreciate
it. It's part of my passion, part of my daily routine. I want to help people just like Terry.
Do you guys catch also traveling? Because I got to go to Point at least a couple times a week, and I find that's the only time I get to listen to music anymore. Like as an adult, I just feel like I don't have a lot of chance to listen to music anymore. It's one of the only times. Tom, we appreciate you making those miles and those trips and everything. Not just here in Rapids, but I'm sure in other areas around the state, we were able to go and really bring some of these products and some of these hidden gems even too. We know some of these more things that we don't get a chance to touch on very often. We're going to kind of put our focus with some of the show here.
Yeah, definitely. One that Tom and I talked about, which is a good seller for us, but it's actually a product next to the multivitamin, like you were just tasting earlier here, that gives you energy, guaranteed to.
Yes, it is.
Sorry to interrupt, but I got to jump into the multi because
let's give us.
I'm
some
a
more
huge fan of it because a lot of multis, people are tired of swallowing tablets and capsules, and this finally is a powder. It took them 7 months to get the flavor down. But the flavor in here is remarkable. I'm going to outdate myself, but it's a lot like Tang.
Yeah.
It tastes like Tang, but more beneficial. All the B vitamins, everything is in its active form. So you're going to have a lot of people that when they take a multi, sometimes they get an upset stomach. And I'm not 100% guaranteeing this, but this is in a converted form. A lot of people are going to feel this right away, but they're going to avoid that upset stomach feeling. But bottom line, it tastes good. And the other thing that I absolutely love about Terry is he guarantees all his products. So they have 100% money back guarantee on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With this product in particular, not only have I been kind of feeling a good surge, a good I don't know the right words to use necessarily because it doesn't feel like a rush.
A gentle lift,
an assist in some ways is what it feels like. It feels very like natural to be, and I'm sorry if that sounds like just a low hanging fruit word, but it really does. It feels like a very like. There's stuff that just kind of like it feels almost foreign to you, and then there's things that feel like they're assisting your body and helping it find the energy that it naturally has already in there. That's what feels like's happening for me right now as I'm speaking. Like I actually feel that. And I got to say real quickly, the first person I thought of with this when you guys were describing this to me is my dad. My dad, like a lot of people getting up there in age and everything, he struggles with energy at times and struggles with his stomach. And what he takes in and everything. It's shoveling season. And my father has a new good hip that he wants to use and get out there and do things, but he doesn't always have that bit of energy. This is I'm getting him this. He's definitely getting this.
I mean, that's a category that Terry and Dr. Tuttlebohm, they're going after the people that are chronically fatigued all the time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, one wonderful thing is we have free literature and free books. So come into Family Natural Foods. We have a brand new book called Tired of Being Tired.
Mm-hmm. We're going to give this to you today. So when you get that rush of energy that's coming about, you're going to be like, why? How is this working? And in a way, it's quite simple. It's just providing your body with the basic nutrients that we're probably missing, but it provides them at the optimal levels. Mm-hmm. Not just the minimal levels. But Tom said, hey, can I give him a book? And I said, let's do it.
That's really cool. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
My mother and father will be reading this as well. I can tell you. I can tell you right now. They're big fans of not only Family Natural Foods, but of Terry and the work being done there.
So don't quote me, but I think we're going on 8 years in a row being the #1 educational company. So that's one wonderful thing about Terry. He provides free books and free literature for people, and it's not cheap. He spends a ton of money on this. But bottom line, he wants people to be educated. You need to educate yourself on what you're taking, what you're consuming. And that way, you know, Stephen and everyone at Family Natural Foods, they got a customer for life.
Yeah. And there's a lot of companies trying to sell you stuff. There's not a lot of companies trying to engage with you and to educate you and everything.
Correct.
That's pretty darn cool that they do that. It's another added bonus of what we appreciate about Terry Naturally.
Well, another thing, I always try to find time to mention this when we're on the air, because listeners to this radio station probably know this already, but we air Terry's radio program. So Terry himself, again, is very focused on education. He reaches out to the community and he does a live, well, I guess it's recorded in our case, but he does a recorded radio program once a week. It's on Saturday mornings on WFHR. And, well, this is the first time that Tom Heck here has ever been on the radio, and I think he's doing great so far.
Absolutely killing it.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, doing great, man. Doing great.
But he's following in good footsteps with Terry Lemera and Terry Naturally, having done radio for years and years. And we're really grateful to have that on our local station here on WFHR on Saturday mornings.
It's a great show. Be sure to check it out, everybody, especially if you haven't been able to hear it in a while or hear it before.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite hours we put on the air every week. It's a great hour. And it's one of the ones where we get to have, it's a great conversation. Terry has always a lot of fun with these things that he does, while also educating you.
Yep. He's, you can feel his passion when you hear his voice, for sure.
As we're wrapping up, I know we wanted to talk a little bit about some of those hidden gems, Stephen. You've got some of these in front of us right now.
I think Vectomega is one that's kind of like, it's like the Batman and Robin. You get the multivitamin.
Nice.
The next thing you need for foundational nutrition is a good omega, and Tom can talk to this one better than I can even.
Yeah, you know, it's very unique because it's not a fish oil, number one. Mm-hmm. So it's finally an omega-3 we're able to put in what I call almost like a food form. So it's a tablet or a capsule. Customers will not burp it up. That's a great selling point
guaranteed.
of Vectomega.
Yeah.
But it's the form that it's in. I don't want to get too technical, but it's in a phospholipid form, which is a fat form. And your brain and your heart, your cardiovascular system really likes when omega-3s are in that form. But bottom line, you don't burp it up.
Yeah.
And you feel it. A lot of cognitive benefits with it. So a lot of short-term memory, long-term memory. We have done quite a bit of studies on it. We get it from Europe. It's very unique, but we have the exclusive rights for the United States.
In our conversation before about multivitamins, we could have inserted the name fish oil in that same conversation.
Yeah,
a very similar thing with that.
Yeah, and I'd say if we're going to go to the next foundational thing, debatably even more foundational, is Curamed. Tom, what have you got on this one for us?
This is what put Terry on the map. It is there's not a product that has won more awards than Curamed and Curamin. So right now it's on 8 years in a row being the number one product in the health food industry, and we're local. And I love that point because, people want to get educated. They want to learn what they're ingesting, what they're taking. And there's a lot of marketing, a lot of information that's tough to get through. And Curemed's pretty straightforward. We have a lot of literature on it. We have books on it, but it's an incredible anti-inflammatory.
Yeah. And to that point, piggybacking off of that, Tom, Stephen, we haven't talked about Curamed in quite some time.
It's been a while. Yeah, sometimes I take it for granted.
I got to jump in because, Terry's asked all the time at lectures, if you're on an island and you had to choose one product to take, Terry doesn't even blink. He doesn't even hesitate. It's Curamed because it really addresses every major issue and pathway in the body.
Yeah, nothing has more research. If you look at PubMed, actual research, nothing has more research than curcumin and turmeric. And then as far as Terry's product, nothing absorbs like this. So you're going to get those results without taking a handful of pills, capsules, tablets, and you're going to get results. People take one a day of these. If you want, you can do 2 a day to start with, but a lot of folks come in and they say, I've got some kind of pain. And they feel a difference in sometimes hours, sometimes it's a couple of days. But again, money back guarantee. And like I think I mentioned earlier, all these products are 20% off this month.
But please come into Stephen's store and get the free curcumin book, because
Yes.
that to me, that's what really put us on the map.
Absolutely.
That third-party book is remarkable. It'll take your knowledge from a point of 0 up to around 90%. It's that informative.
And it's a great resource and only going to help you in making these decisions about your body going forward and everything and understanding it more. And that's such a gift that Terry does with his work and this company of not only selling amazing products you can back, but and with a money back guarantee, which is such a compliment to the people buying these things, but the education that comes along with this, that's just above and beyond, I think.
Yeah, I'd rather talk less. I really would. I'd rather educate people, give them the power to have that knowledge, and you got a customer for life, which is a win-win.
As we're wrapping up, Stephen, I know that you have some upcoming talks we wanted to touch on.
Let me just get this out there for people's calendars. So our next talk is on January 7th. And that's going to be on Ayurvedic medicine. I'm actually going to be doing that one. I've done it a number of times. It's been a couple of years. But it kind of gets into all the stuff I learned while I was studying in India. So Ayurvedic medicine is a traditional medicine system out of India. Much like Chinese medicine, it has a lot of wisdom. I mean, we were just talking about turmeric, curcumin. These are the guys who discovered that it was medicine. And Terry's just taken it beyond that. So if you're interested in it, it's going to be very interactive. You can learn about yourself, really, through this talk. And we'll have some fun, like experiential things. It's a free talk, as always. It's going to be at 5:15 on January 7th. And I guess the last thing I want to ask you, James, is how's your energy?
Excellent.
Okay.
It really is good. I cannot thank you guys enough.
Wonderful.
I should thank Pam as well for scheduling you guys
Yes.
at the perfect time. I got like 4 interviews to do today, and I am ready to go for them. I am ready to go.
That's great.
That's great. That's awesome.
And in all honesty, it does. I've been up since about 4:30 and done 2 morning shows. I am getting ready to do all these others, and I feel more in control. Like I think a lot of times with these things that we take for energy and stuff, it almost feels like an energy that you can't control necessarily.
Yeah.
I feel completely in control.
That is a great way to put it, James. And when you get B vitamins at a therapeutic level, like they are in this formula, it not only your energy, but your mood.
Yeah.
And who doesn't need help in mood right now?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. This is great. And a great conversation today, you guys. Stephen, thanks so much for bringing Tom in. Appreciate that.
my
And Tom,
pleasure.
thanks for being
Thanks
here.
for
man.
having me,
Nice work,
James.
Tom, too.
Yeah, nicely
Congratulations.
done, Matt. Yeah.
Thanks.
Well done.
Yeah.
Almost felt like you were a ringer for a second there. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He's been doing great.
No.
He must have been doing
I mentioned in the beginning I'd rather be at the dentist at times.
We're glad you're here, though.
But I'm here for Stephen.
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
am.
Appreciate
It's
it.
great to have you. Hopefully we'll get him again one of these days.
We are looking forward to hanging out again real soon. Before we let you go, though, a happy set of holidays to you and yours, guys, everybody, and to everybody over at Family Natural
Merry
Foods.
Christmas,
Yeah,
Happy
Merry
Hanukkah.
Christmas.
Yeah, have a great one, you guys. And we encourage you to head on over to Family Natural Foods. They are waiting for you over at 910 West Grand Avenue, right here in Wisconsin Rapids. Give them a call at 423-3120. That's 423-3120. Be sure to follow them on social media. It's a great follow. And bookmark their webpage, FamilyNaturalFood.com, FamilyNaturalFood.com. Buy local, support those that support us. We'll be back with more Midday Magazine right here at 97.5 FM, 1320 AM, WFHR, locally grown radio.